So today we're working on the teen beads. So you have two worksheets to print out. One of them has the colorful beads and the 10 beads that I asked you to cut. And one of them has numbers that you get to trace. So those don't need to be cut. We just are going to write those numbers soon. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to first start by counting the beads. So I need a volunteer to help me count some of these beads. Devlin, can you help me count?
Let's count.
How many is on the red bead?
1,
How many is on the green bead?
2,
2. 1, 2. And how many on the pink bead? Can we count them? 1.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, and the next one?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And one more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. All right. And Elise, can you help me count some of these, starting with the purple one?
Yeah.
Okay, 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi, Jaya. All right, and the next one? Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We have one more. 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So I have a question for you, Elise. Did all of those have different numbers? Did all of them have different numbers? This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They all had different numbers, right? Are they all different colors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all different colors. Now, Jaya, can you unmute yourself and help me with the next beads? Jaya, can you help me count this bead right here? Start with 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So that's a 10 bead, right? One of our golden 10 beads. Are all of these the same beads, Jaya? Are they all the same on this side? All of these are golden beads. All of these have 10 beads, right? They're the same color. So we're going to go to the next one. Your worksheet might look a little bit different than this. This is just so that we can look at it on the screen together. We're going to start with 10. I'm going to take one 10 bead and put it here. All right, so we're going to count it and see if we get to the number 10. Devlin, can you help me count this? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Did I get to the number 10?
Yes.
So am I all done? Do I have to add more beads or all done?
All done.
All done, so I finished 10. I'll give you a moment to make your paper look like this. You can use glue if you want to, or you can just put it down on your paper. It's your choice. So while you're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and add one 10 bead to each number. I'm gonna make sure that each number on this page has one 10 bead. Just like we do in the classroom where we start with the 10 beats, we're gonna do the same thing with this work. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up when yours matches mine. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you're ready. I see Devlin's ready. I think we're almost ready to keep going. We decided that the 10 is done, so I'm gonna put a check mark next to it so we know we finished it. We don't have to do it anymore. Our next job is to do 11, this number 11. Hi, Caroline. Our next job is to do 11. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna count these numbers. Caroline, will you help me count this bead? And we're gonna figure out if we have to add more. Ready? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Did we make it to 11 or do we have to add more?
Add more.
Add more. So I'm gonna add the 1 bead. I'm gonna add the 1 bead right next to the 10 bead and we're gonna count it. See if we get to the 11. Jaya, can you help me count this number?
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1.
What comes after 10?
13, 1.
11. We have 11, right?
11.
Count. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 beads here. Elise, how many 10 beads do we have? Elise, how many 10 beads do we have?
1.
We have 1 10 bead. Elise, how many ones do we have? Do we have 1 bead?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 1. So these numbers tell us how many we need to have. Devlin, I was going to ask you a question. Are you going to come back?
I'm almost done with mine.
Oh, Devlin, can you tell me what number this one says? What number is this?
12.
12. And what number is this one right here?
2.
2. So we're going to move a 2 bead all the way over here and we're going to count it. So I'm going to count it and you can count with me at your house, okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Caroline, did I get to 12?
Yeah.
So I'm all done? Yeah, I finished 12. So now I move on to 13. 13. Elise, am I going to move the pink bead or the yellow bead next?
Pink bead.
The pink bead. How many beads are on the pink bead?
3.
3, and it tells me I need 3 to make 13. Elise, can you help me count these? 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11.
10, 12, 13.
Did we make it to 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we finished this one. High five, everybody. And we only have one bead left on this page, so we're gonna move our yellow bead, the bead with 4 beads on it, all the way to the 14. You can count along with me and see if it gets to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We did it. We counted all the way to 14 beads. So go ahead and you can make your papers look like this. I'll give you a moment, and then we're going to switch and we're going to go over to the next set of beads, okay? So I'll give you just a moment. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to move on. Hi, Charlotte. I didn't see you before. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next page. Let's see if it'll let me move on. There we go. It wasn't letting me move on to the next page. That was really silly. All right, so just like we did before, we're going to move all of our 10 beads to each spot because each spot says we need 1 10 bead. So we're gonna move all of our 10 beads to each number, just like on the last page. So you can go ahead and follow along with me. When you're ready, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and we'll keep going with the numbers. If you finish early, you can try to work ahead and see if you can put the beads on the correct spot. Some of you might have already had a lesson on this and this is just practice, and some of you are still learning. So we're trying to make sure that everybody can understand what we're doing. All right, so when you're ready to move on, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you've already started moving on. Looks like some of you have. And remember, with this work, you can choose to glue them to the spot if you want, or you can just leave them without glue. That way, we can work on it more and more. All right, so I'll give you just a moment to keep going. All right, looks like a lot of you have started working on the next part. So just like we did before, I'm going to start with the smallest bead. Let's count how many this one has. Jaya, can you help me count how many this one has?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. So this one has 5. We're going to match it with the teen that has a 5. 15. All right, Caroline and Charlotte, can one of you help me count these beads? It can be anybody. We're going to start with the 10. It could even be both of you. Ready? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
We made it to 15. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to put the rest of the beads in their spot, and then we will count them. So this time, you get to put the rest of the beads in their spots. Remember, we always choose the smallest one. For me, I put mine from the biggest to the smallest so I could see. You can also count the beads and see if they match. So we're going to put them in their spots, and then we're going to count them together. It's okay if some of your beads go over the black line of the little boxes. I just have to make mine a little bit smaller so we can see them all. I'll give you just a moment. All right, it looks like a lot of you are ready. Let's see, Devlin, I'm gonna need your help with 16. Can you help me count 16?
Here we are.
1, 1.
I don't want to do it
Here.
anymore.
Oh,
Here.
you just help me count this one, and then I won't ask you to count anymore, just this one. Ready? 1,
1,
2.
2,
Keep going.
3.
Yeah. 4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
No,
9,
we stop
10.
at 6.
All right, we got to 10, so let's keep going. Ready? 11,
11,
12.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Wait, we stopped. Devlin, we went too far. Let's try again. Ready? 10, 11.
11, 12.
Stop.
Ready, Devlin? One more time so that we can be finished, okay?
Stop.
11, 12,
Whoa.
13, 14,
That's
15.
all we're doing here. It's getting to 16.
Thank you, Devlin, for your help. So we finished that one. Let's see. Elise, can you help me count 17? 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wow, you've been working really hard on this, Elise. Let's see. Jaya, can you help me count 18? 1. Jaya, can you help me? You can look at the screen for help. 1,
1,
2,
3,
Keep going.
4,
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
We did it, Jaya. Thank you. And Caroline, will you help me count the last one? 19. How are you doing? Are you feeling tired today? Yeah. It's I feel a little bit tired too today. But I like doing math work, so I'm trying to stay awake so I can work on my math work. Are you ready? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20? Do we have 2 10 beats here? Let's try one more time. 10, 11,
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19. High five for that one. 19. We're almost at 20. If we add one more bead, we would get 20. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the writing numbers part. So for this part, you can use a pencil or whatever writing material you have. And we're going to practice writing. So let me share the new page with you. And we're going to work on writing these numbers. For those of you who haven't practiced writing very much, hold on just a second, Caroline. For those of you who haven't practiced writing very much, you can trace the dots. If you're really confident writing numbers, if you've practiced a lot, then you can do all of it and write your own right here. What's your question, Caroline?
Charlotte's already tracing her numbers on my paper.
Oh, that's okay, but you've practiced numbers before too, so you could get some writing paper and you could write your own numbers if you'd like.
Okay.
Or you can write it on the paper we just used, because I know you've practiced writing before. I've seen your writing and you've practiced quite a bit. All right, so let's start with 10. And if we don't finish writing them during our lesson today, that's fine. We can just practice whenever we want. Let's see. So I'm going to start with 10. I'm going to trace the dots first. That way I just get some extra practice. In the classroom, sometimes we don't do this first part of the one. And sometimes we do. So if you just want to draw a straight line for the one, that is okay. You want to make sure it doesn't look like a 7. So you can write your 10s like this. If you want to practice the way it looks, you can do it like this. But if you write your 10 like this, it's going to look like 70, and we don't want to do that because it's 10, not 70. You can work as fast or as slow as you would like. If I'm going too slowly, you can work ahead. And if I'm going too fast, that's okay too. This is just to help us practice. If you have questions, you can raise your hand and I can help you. And if you want more practice, you can write on your own paper to practice. You can also put these worksheets in plastic. Sometimes your mom and dad might have plastic folders or something clear to put on top of your work. And then you can practice tracing it with a dry erase marker. Sometimes I know in Miss Suja's classroom, you use parchment paper on top of your work so that you could trace even more. So you can also put parchment paper on top of your numbers so that you keep practicing over and over again with the worksheet. My 14s are hiding just a little bit. When you draw your 4s, sometimes we draw them differently in the classroom. You draw them like this. So you can choose, you can try both ways. When you're ready, you can go ahead and you can move on to the next page, which has numbers 15 to 19. And we're just gonna practice as much as we can. If you feel like this is really challenging, go ahead and take a break and come back to it later. I'm just gonna keep going until I finish the page. I like practicing writing my numbers. It can be a little bit challenging to practice. But if you practice writing your numbers, you can write any number. I know these 9s look a little bit different, so you can go ahead and practice with these, but you can also write them the same we do in the classroom, just like this. All right, friends, it's just about time for me to go on to the next lesson. So if you're still writing your numbers, go ahead and keep practicing. But if you'd like to take a break, go ahead and take a break. Bye, everybody.